Scheduled board meeting together or on Tuesday, February 15th, 2022 at 6, just turned 6:31 PM on the village computer. Everyone stand for pledge allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Brady?
Here.
Trustee Brennan?
Present.
Trustee Galante?
Here.
Trustee Mahoney?
Present.
Trustee Mueller?
Here.
Trustee Sullivan?
Here.
President Klotz?
Present. Thank you. Item number 1, I'd like to ask the board for a motion to consider approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Galante?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 2, I'd like to ask the board for a motion to consider approval of the minutes of the regular village board meeting held on February 1st, 2022.
I'll make that motion.
Thanks,
I'll
Mike.
second.
Thanks, Dennis. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? Madam Clerk, you call the roll, please.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Galante?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have item number 3, receive presentation of the Tinley Park Business Spotlight, Dunright Building Maintenance, and DW Ram Corporation, President Glotz and Clerk O'Connor. I'll go first with Dunright Building, if you'd like to come up, John. Dunright Building Maintenance is a commercial cleaning and maintenance service that has been operating in Tinley Park since 2008. Dunright's services include construction cleanup, renovation, remodeling, and cleaning from staff who are OSHA certified in mitigating bloodborne pathogens and hazardous materials. Please join me in welcoming John Pospisil, owner of Dunright Building Maintenance and also a resident of Tinley Park.
Thank you, Mayor Glotz and village trustees, for giving us the opportunity to familiarize our community with Dunright Building Maintenance. And we've been in Tinley since 1988, but actually, we're 2008. Actually, we started the company in 1988, and it's 34 years old. I'm a resident of Tinley Park for 26 years. And I think Tinley Park is the best suburb to raise a family in all of Chicagoland. We've got top-notch schools, churches, facilities, and leadership. I got 6 kids. They all graduated from Andrew, and every one of them has a college degree. And I say that's because of our good school districts. Dunright, over the years, it's done just about everything. We've done big retail, Targets, Super Walmarts, Menards, Value Cities, Clorox Corporation. Currently, we're servicing banks, and there's some banks right in Tinley Park that we service, Bank of America, U.S. banks. We do medical facilities, surgery centers, clinics, dentists. We do auto dealers. Auto dealer in Tinley Park, too. We do church and private schools. We do municipalities. We do police, fire, community centers, and park districts. We also do offices for businesses. Our philosophy is work together with our customers to meet and exceed their needs. The past 2 years have been a really trying time for families and businesses. For Dunright, COVID has taken away some business, but it's also given us some opportunities with some of our accounts. Since we were essential business, we've done over 100 COVID cleanups where there were exposures. We're currently doing COVID cleaning on a regular basis in all of our accounts. You may rest assured that Done Right is a company that you can trust, and it will meet and exceed your needs. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
And then, Kristen, if you could get Donna John's email, and when you post a business spotlight with the link, could you send it to him, please, in case he wants to post it on the website or something? Thank you, John. Next, Clerk O'Connor.
For over 40 years, DW Ram Corporation has provided an array of machining services to include parts manufacturing, prototyping, welding, fabrication, custom-built machinery, and reverse engineering. The company occupies a 28,000 square foot facility at 18530 South Spring Creek Drive and employs more than a dozen craftsmen and specialists. We are pleased to welcome Doug Murdaugh, founder of DW Ram Corporation.
Thank you, Clerk O'Connor, for the introduction. So DW Ram Manufacturing has been in the area since we were founded in 1981. We started in Orland Park, actually in the basement of a house. My father was working as a machinist and saw inefficiencies in the market that he felt he could solve. So he went ahead and bought himself a manual Bridgeport mill, dragged it down to his basement, and that's where DW Ram was born. From there, we bounced around a little bit. We had moved through different shops in Orland Park, Mokina, until we finally found our residence here in Tinley Park, where we broke ground on our new building in 1996, and we still are in that building to this day. We currently employ over a dozen people in the area, and we're thankfully able to keep all of our staff on board throughout the COVID struggles. Some of the services we provide include CNC milling and turning, which is basically taking raw steels and plastics and taking it from a big chunk down to a smaller usable piece, maybe a bearing, a gear, a bracket, whatever a customer may need. We also offer welding and fabrication, where we'll bend and weld metal into framework and brackets and anything else you can dream of. We'll do a little bit of reverse engineering as well. With this process, we'll take broken or existing parts that aren't functioning well, and we'll redesign them or kind of back engineer them so that we can reproduce a replica part so we can keep those customers in business. So we work hard to build products that benefit the consumers globally. Commercial food products that help produce items you find at your grocery store, automotive equipment that helps build the vehicles we all drive, railroad equipment that aids in transporting necessities across the country, telecommunications equipment that brings the joy of music to our everyday. You may not see our name on products, but we might have had a hand in making them. I want to say thank you to the community. We've been in business for over 40 years now, and we couldn't have been here without all of you. It's really the community support that has gotten us this far. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and same thing, Kristen, we'll send you the YouTube link for it in case you guys want to post it on your website, so thank you. Next, we have item number 4. Consider appointing, like to ask the board for a motion to consider appointment of Arlen Shackey to the position of village engineer effective March 3rd, 2022.
So moved. Second?
Thank you. Arlen has been identified as the most qualified candidate to serve in the position of village engineer. He has over 10 years of related experience in the engineering consulting field and in municipal government, holding various traffic, transportation, civil, municipal, and staff engineering roles. He is recognized for managing and implementing roadway maintenance programs, overseeing and coordinating capital improvement projects, construction administration and management, and delivering full design engineering plans. Arlen also holds a Bachelor's of Science in Civil Engineering and has been a licensed professional engineer in Illinois since 2016. He's also heavily involved with the American Public Works Association, Chicago Metro Chapter Southwest Branch, and served as past president in 2021. I'd like to ask the board to consider appointing Arlen Shackey to the position of village engineer effective March 3rd, 2022. Any questions from the board? John, do you want to make any comments since you were part of the hiring?
Yes, it was pretty extensive recruitment process. It's a very tight requirement for what we're looking for the village here. And, we had a decent amount of applicants, but, as you can see in front of you, we only had one that we were happy with extending the offer to. I do want to thank HR for all of their diligence and helping us get to the point we're at right now.
Thanks, John. Arlen, would you like to say anything?
My family and I would like to just thank Village Tinley Park, all the board members, the residents, for this opportunity to work for a fantastic community. Public Works Department is under great leadership with John and Colby, and I'm excited to join that team in providing a high level of service to our residents. I'd like to thank the Human Resources Department and all the staff members I've met up to this point. I felt very welcome through the hiring process, and I appreciate that. I'm ready to get to work, and thank you very much.
Thanks, Arlen.
Thank you.
Any comments from the public? Colby?
Looking forward to them starting. No doubt about that.
Madam Clerk, you call a roll, please.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Galante?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Congratulations, Arlen. Next, we have item number 5. I'd like to ask the board for a motion to consider approval of the consent agenda items.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Thank you. The consent agenda items have been publicly posted and available for review according to the Illinois Open Meetings Act. Would anyone from the board like any of these items removed from tonight's consent agenda? Let the record reflect there is none. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Galante?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Item number 6, I'd like to ask the board for a motion to consider adopting ordinance 2022-0-016, amending Title 11, Chapter 112, Section 22, permitted number of liquor licenses.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Dennis. Due to recent closures and or changes within existing establishments, following changes to the permitted number of liquor licenses is proposed. 350 Brewing, Class O, reduction of one Class O license. Salinas Pizza and Catering, closure, reduction of one Class P license. Chipotle, reduction of one Class A license. And Pepe's, reduction of one Class AV license, addition of one Class A license. Is there any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? Madam Clerk, you call the roll, please.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Galante?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Thank you, everybody. Motion carries. You guys could leave if you like. John, you could leave if you like. Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you.
Item number 7, Trustee Mueller.
They're gonna miss me reading.
I'm sorry.
I move we consider adopting Resolution 2022-R-012, requesting Quick Take Authority to acquire 6712 North Street for the Downtown Redevelopment Project within the New Bremen Redevelopment Tax Increment Financing District.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mike.
By virtue of the Tax Increment Allocation Redevelopment Act and the Eminent Domain Act, the village is authorized to exercise the right of eminent domain to acquire property within a redevelopment project area for public use. The Eminent Domain Act allows for the Illinois General Assembly to grant a quick take authority to the village that allows for the acquisition of real property. This resolution requests quick take authority powers within 1 year from the effective date of such power granted by the Illinois General Assembly to the Village of Tinley Park to acquire 6712 North Street for the redevelopment project area necessary for construction of the downtown redevelopment project within the New Brennan Redevelopment TIF District. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Mike. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the comment, or from the public? Madam Clerk, you call the roll, please.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
yes,
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
yes,
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 8, trustee Mueller.
I move we consider adopting Resolution 2022-R-013, requesting quick take authority to acquire 6724 North Street for the downtown redevelopment project within the New Bremen Redevelopment Tax Increment Financing District.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thanks, Dennis. Go ahead, Mike.
This resolution requests quick take authority powers within 1 year from the effective date of such power granted by the Illinois General Assembly to the Village of Tinley Park to acquire 6724 North Street for the redevelopment project area necessary for construction of the downtown redevelopment project within the New Bremen Redevelopment TIF District. This resolution is also eligible for adoption tonight.
Thanks, Mike. Any questions from the board on item 8? Any questions from the public? Madam Clerk, you call the roll, please.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
yes,
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
yes,
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 9, trustee Mueller.
That's for the quick take. So I move we consider adopting Resolution 2022-R-014, requesting quick take authority to acquire 6706 North Street for the downtown redevelopment project within the New Bremen Redevelopment Tax Increment Financing District.
I'll second that.
Thanks, Bill. Go ahead, Mike.
Thanks, Bill. This resolution requests quick take authority powers within 1 year from the effective date of such power granted by the Illinois General Assembly to the Village of Tinley Park to acquire 6706 North Street for the redevelopment project area necessary for construction of the downtown redevelopment project within the New Bremen Redevelopment TIF District. And this resolution is also eligible for adoption tonight.
Thanks, Mike. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? Madam Clerk, you please call the roll for item 9?
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
yes,
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
yes,
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 10, trustee Mueller.
I move we consider adopting Resolution 2022-R-020, approving an amendment to the Village of Tinley Park Tax Increment Financing Redevelopment Agreement between the Village of Tinley Park and JMW Properties LLC. It's located at 7061 to 7063, 159th Street.
I'll second that.
Go ahead, Mike.
The developer is requesting an amendment to their redevelopment agreement to extend the completion date of the project from December 31st, 2021 until May 31st, 2022. The amendment to this agreement was discussed at the February 1st, 2022 Committee of the Whole meeting, and this resolution is eligible for adoption tonight.
Thank you. Is there anything, Mike, is that the item you wanted to add?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I would like to add that I did have conversation with the superintendent at the Floor and Decor site that would support this amendment. He has informed me that the substantial completion is scheduled to be March 21st of this year, at which time we would probably have a conditional CFO for all non-life safety items out there. And then they are looking to have a grand opening schedule for April 18th of this year. So that's information I received today, specifically with their deadline.
Great. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Any questions from the board? Any comments from the public? Madam Clerk, will you call the roll for item number 10, please?
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
yes,
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
yes,
Motion carries. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mike. Item number 11, trustee Mahoney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move we consider adopting ordinance 2022-0-017, approving the 5-year schedule of water meter and tap-on fees.
I'll second that motion.
Go ahead, Dennis.
Thank you. Tap-on fees cover the cost of installing a new water service for a residential home or commercial industrial business connecting to the village's water system. The overall tap-on fee charge includes the tap-on fee in addition to the water meter's cost. The village proposes a 5-year plan with a 2.5% annual cost increase for tap-on fees and water meter costs from 2022 to 2026. Annual cost increase shall occur on January 1st of each year. Consider approving the 5-year water, water meter, and tap-on fee rate increase. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole meeting held prior to this meeting. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Thanks, Dennis. Anyone from the board have any questions? Anyone from the public have any questions? Madam Clerk, you please call the roll for item 11.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Galante?
yes,
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
yes,
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 12, Trustee Mahoney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move we consider adopting Resolution 2022-R-017, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Christopher B. Burke Engineering Limited for the West Side Pressure Improvements Design and Construction Engineering.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Go ahead,
Thanks.
Dennis. Thanks, Bill.
Approve a professional services contract for administration and full-time construction observation services of the West Side Pressure Improvements Design and Construction. Consider awarding a contract to Christopher B. Burke Engineering Limited in the amount of $291,000. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole meeting held previous to this meeting. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thanks, Dennis. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? Madam Clerk, you call the roll, please, for item 12.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Galante?
yes,
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
yes,
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 13, Trustee Mahoney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move we consider adopting Resolution 2022-R-018, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Christopher B. Burke Engineering Limited for the LaGrange Road Water Main Install Design and Construction Engineering.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Go ahead, Dennis.
Thank you. Approve a professional services contract for design and construction engineering services for water main installation along LaGrange Road. Consider awarding a contract to Christopher B. Burke Engineering Limited in the amount of $168,358. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole meeting held previous to this meeting. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Dennis. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public? Madam Clerk, you call the roll for item 13, please.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Galante?
yes,
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
yes,
Motion carries. Thank you. Last item, number 14, Trustee Dennis Mahoney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move we consider adopting Resolution 2022-R-019, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and L. Warner Oil Company Incorporated for a bulk fuel purchase.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Go ahead, Dennis.
Thank you. Requesting a new one-year agreement with L. Warren Oil Company Incorporated to participate in a fixed-cost bulk fuel program for both gasoline and diesel fuel. This will grant the village manager the authority to finalize a contract subsequent to the approval locking price in for the current market. Consider awarding a contract to L. Warren Oil Company Incorporated and village manager authority to lock in per gallon rates at amounts approximate to those stated. These items were discussed at the Committee of the Whole meeting held previous to this meeting. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Dennis. Any comments from the board? I just had one comment or question for John. Do you have any idea, and obviously you don't know, I was just thinking of it as I'm looking at it. Do you have any idea what our average is on how much fuel we buy from them?
Are you referring to dollar per gallon or quantity?
Quantity.
So the rates, we typically lock in at around 75% of what our annual consumption was. And if I recall correctly, we had around 8.
You don't have to pull that up. My question is, we have 5 ambulances also around town. I wonder if that would be beneficial to the village. If that's a question you'd have to talk to Paul. Maybe tomorrow you can call him if it's something we could do. Maybe if we have our ambulance provider jump on that as well, by increasing I'm sure with 5 ambulances, they buy a lot of fuel. So I don't know if that would put us into the next tier where we would get our fuel that the village purchases. You know, you've already, great idea, you added the Park District. Now if we add, 5 ambulances, those things are burning a ton of fuel. I wonder if that might move us into that next tier where the village itself then gets a discount.
Yeah, it's definitely something we could look into for the next
Yeah.
contract. I wouldn't wanna jump into it now, because if they do put us in that next tier, the way this program works is where we get the discounted rate as long as we stay at that number or below. The moment we go above that number for quantity, we go into, what is it considered a different, it's still a discounted rate compared to street value, but it's not as, beneficial to us.
Sure.
Once you go beyond that number. So, much like we did the research with the Park District, if we can get those numbers from Kurtz, maybe we can see how it would be reflective on what we're, utilizing right now, and, again, like you said, to see if it would, be a pass-through to our savings and afford them the ability to save on their fuel.
Yeah, if you could set that in your calendar, maybe 6 to 9 months from now, touch base with Steve and see if you can get those numbers and see if it's beneficial to the village. I mean, who knows, even if for all the fuel we buy, even if we got a couple pennies off per gallon, I mean, we gotta buy, a lot.
We can do that.
Thank you, John.
Yes, sir.
Any questions from the public? Madam Clerk, will you call the roll for item number 14, please?
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brenna?
Yes.
Trustee Galante?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Next, we have item number 15, receive comments from the staff. Pat, you like to go first?
Yeah, sure. Just a quick update on our action with the mental health property. We remain actively engaged with CMS and our lobbyists to get this bill pushed through. We're very optimistic that our elected officials at the state will submit this bill, so we're pretty confident that this, will happen. So we're just remaining optimistic and in daily contact with CMS. I know CMS wants to get this deal done. They're very excited about it and the thousands of jobs that this will create and the millions of dollars of impact this will have to the area. So, we're engaged with them and very optimistic that this will go through, so.
Yeah, I think they're estimating 3,000 to 3,600 jobs if the legislators pass this.
Yes.
And what's the time frame on this? When is this supposed to happen?
It could go all the way to the very end. They have
Spring?
the ability to submit it, so it's like end of April or something.
May 31st is the last day of session. They're scheduled to end April 8th, but that's just a tentative date. The last day of the session would be May 31st.
Okay, so that's like the longest, latest.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Hannah, do you have anything to add? Chief Tilton, do you wanna give a brief description on what you, the chiefs, Pat, Bill Brennan, and I have been working on with you?
Yes, sir. In order to combat a recent spate of thefts, carjacking, stolen auto incidents, and as you know, we've met with you and some of the other trustees to talk about how to combat this. Chief Walsh has directed Deputy Chief Rafferty, Commander Poulos, the Operations Division, to come up with a saturation patrol plan for the 159th Street corridor between Harlem Avenue and LaGrange Road. And we're working with Orland Park Police, Orland Hills Police, and so subsequently, for an indefinite period, and which will not require overtime, I should add, we will have roughly 12 cars along with the tactical team from Tinley Park and Orland Park in that corridor, providing a much-needed upgraded presence, as well as significant means of observing our businesses, our car dealerships, and some of the other areas that have been affected. Additionally, we're also putting part-time officers in Brookside Marketplace and Menards and the Burlington Plaza.
Right.
So we're trying to be exceptionally responsive to the areas where we're being impacted. And I'd like to recognize Chief Rafferty, Commander Poulos, and Sergeant Sam Bijani. For our stats in this program as of last week, They've had 70 traffic stops, one unlawful use of firearm, we seized the weapon, 105 grams of cannabis, 3 vehicles have fled and eluded our police officers, which means that we are identifying them before these crimes are happening, and they are voluntarily removing themselves from our municipality. And then we have had 3 misdemeanor arrests as well. So the stats are indicative of a very effective program. All municipalities participating in it are very pleased with it, and we look forward to continuing.
Yeah, that's great news, and like I said, I can't tell you how much I appreciate, it's been important to, trustee Brennan, myself, and the village manager, Pat Carr, and what you and Chief Walsh and Deputy Chief Rafferty and Commander Poulos have done with this in such a short time is amazing. I've heard from some of the businesses on 159th, so everyone knows they're actually, our commanders and them, they're actually going door to door and knocking, on the businesses on 159th, talking to the auto dealers. You have no idea how much they appreciate what you guys are doing, so thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone from the right?
Just, once again, I have to ask the residents for their help if we get the snow we're talking about. They did a great job clearing the hydrants, and our community service helpers did an awesome job. So we may have to lean on them once again into Thursday for some help clean those fire hydrants out. So did an awesome job.
That's great. And then you also do service hours. I don't know if that's something maybe
Yeah,
you
I believe
could.
that goes through, Lisa was setting those up, and I think she quoted something like 200 and some takers on it, so that was pretty good.
That's great.
Showing. So, once again, there's gonna be more opportunity probably if the snow comes, so.
Maybe throw that on Facebook again, let them know, so we can get those hydrants clear. Great job doing that.
The only other thing is tomorrow, the public safety team is gonna meet, setting up the next incident action plan for the event starting tomorrow night into Thursday morning. Allegedly heavy ice and snow, so it'll be challenging, but we'll handle it.
There
That's it,
goes,
Mayor. Thank you.
there goes our salt pile.
Got many deliveries this morning. Back to full stack.
Good.
I appreciate all the other public safety efforts. We're just looking at it as it's just snow. It's our time to shine.
You guys do a great job. All our streets are all clear. It's just some of the county roads that, so some people, they get upset and they, they get on Facebook, 171st, 80th Avenue. Those roads are not ours. The ones that are the village ones are usually clean, and if someone didn't get it, if they missed it because those guys are out working, what, is it 16-hour shifts or 12s?
12-hour shifts.
They can, the 16's to police. So, yeah, just, send an email to Village Hall and they'll jump on your street. Donna?
I'm looking forward to the days when there is no snow.
We have concerts. Mr. Coleman?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to say that we have had a great collaborative effort with Public Works, John Colby and Ken Howard on making sure that we have all of our construction water being monitored and protected. So we've been working collaboratively with Public Works, and also our right-of-way permits. We've been working quite extensively on establishing protocols with our outside consultant about coming up with permits, monitoring those permits and the inspections, and we're pretty close to being to the point that we can put it on our online portal.
And thank
Look
you.
forward to it.
You're doing a fantastic job with the, with all the permits. I've heard from a lot of people as well. Since you took over, you're really moving things along. I know you're wearing a lot of hats. So I appreciate you, all the work you're doing too. So thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Item number 16, receive comments from the board. Trustee Brady, you got anything?
I'm good. Thank you much.
Trustee Mahoney?
Okay. I got nothing. Thank you.
Trustee Sullivan?
Nope, got nothing.
Clerk O'Connor? Trustee Brennan?
Not today.
Trustee Mueller?
I did have something.
Oh, go ahead.
The mayor, Mayor Glotz, Clerk O'Connor, sorry. That's what we get used to. Trustee Brendan and I would like to invite our Will County residents to a Frankfurt Township property tax seminar that we're going to be hosting here at Village Hall It's going to be the Wednesday after tomorrow, so February 23rd at 6 p.m. At the Carlson Center. And we've got Joseph Kroll coming again from the Frankfurt Township Assessor's Office, and he'll be there to help walk the residents through the property tax process for their properties, along with helping answer questions for the appeal process. So we'll be very excited to host that event for everyone.
Thank you, Mike. Trustee Galante?
Nope, not unless I have something to respond to. I have nothing to say.
I can't hear you, I'm
I
sorry.
have nothing to say unless I need to respond to something you're gonna say about me right now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Item number 17, receive comments from the public. Nothing, Greg?
Help out the plows, get your cars off the street.
Thanks, Greg. Last, I'd like to ask the board for a motion to adjourn to executive session to discuss the following. A, the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired. Or B, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Galante?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Thank you. We are adjourned at 7:07 on the computer, the village computer. We will not be returning, so thank you, everybody.